Do you have an interesting relationship story or testimony and would like to be a guest on our show? Whether you're single, in a relationship, or married, we'd love to hear what you've learned or overcome. With technology, we can interview you from anywhere in the world, and your story can inspire and bless millions. Just go to our website, loveandhappiness.tv, and right on our home screen, you'll see "Want to be a guest on our TV show?" Just click, and all the directions are there. We can't wait to hear from you. Previously on Love and Happiness.
The number one thing is relationship, love.
Correct.
And yet, that is so not prioritized. We just stumble into love. I fell in love. You know, they just fall. And there's no real preparation to get ready for all the inevitable aspects of two different individuals coming together, becoming one.
Right.
So likewise in a relationship, our parents were our examples, and most people don't have a lot of healthy marriages that they use as their focus and vision to build another. So all they have is whatever, if Papa was a Rolling Stone, if this, then whatever it looked like.
Right.
And generally speaking, that dysfunctional cycle is no respecter of culture, no respecter of economic status. It is a dynamic that a lot of people are just not equipped to manage relations. You see multimillionaires going through 5-6 divorces.
Right.
So it has nothing to do with any one group or one person, but there is a dynamic that people are not understanding the value.
That's all in you're trying to find that road, for,
because you're not
for
just
the two
marrying
of
a
you
person, you're marrying their background,
That's
you're
right.
marrying how they were raised,
Yep.
and you're marrying their family,
That's
whether
right.
you want to or
That's
believe
right.
it or not.
That's right. On some level.
Yeah.
Even if the
Yeah.
family's not there, their influence, their
Right.
imprint
Absolutely.
is part of our cycle of thinking.
Today on Love and Happiness with Doctors Vandy and Barbara Coulter.
Things happen. I don't think anybody ever gets into a marriage and expects or intends to have an affair.
Right.
But that's what happened with us. I was the person that had the affair. As he continued with his music things happened through the tennis club. Again, not intentional, but things happened. And of course, once that all came about and everything was exposed, then of course it was painful.
Yes.
It was hurtful. It was painful. And that's where the I do changed to I don't.
We're excited to share a segment from Love and Happiness. Love and Happiness is a ministry that we have designed to help everyone discover love and happiness.
In relationships.
In relationship. And we have real relationship talk. We talk about tools and tactics and things that will help you discover and or recreate happiness in your relationship. So we have a segment from Love and Happiness for you to enjoy. Title,
Finding Each Other's Frequency.
Amen. Enjoy.
Hey Lovers for Life, it's time for our Spotlight segment. As the Coulters interview special guests from all over, whose testimony and wisdom will absolutely bless you. So, here's who is in our spotlight right now.
for you all to still be together right now, that means there was never an absence of love. That the love was there. And that's the part that a lot of people in relationships, as I've counseled for over 20 years, people from a certified Christian counselor perspective, that's the part that people miss.
Right.
That love is not enough.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people miss that what's love got to do with it, to me, is my helpful way to help people in a relationship understand. Right. Because Ike said he loved Tina while he's choking her. You know what I mean? And so love is not what really is on the table. What really I want to break open is how difficult it becomes when you either have to feel whatever you felt in that season, whether it's neglected, whether you feel right, I'm not being heard. Right. Because in those moments, that's where the real testimony power comes from, to say, hey, you know what? This was my turning point. I just found myself feeling my husband just didn't understand me anymore, or I just chose to feel this way. You know what I mean?
Yes,
so what would you kind of break that open to expand on?
It was the loss of time. It was just not, but him not being aware the loss of time, because he was doing his other love. His other love was music, and that's what he really enjoyed. And he had these goals and these visions to move forward in producing an album and other things that he had in his sight.
Of which was Stellar Award winning.
Yes, absolutely.
I believe a couple of Stellars.
Dove.
Talk about it, Doc, for a second.
Yeah.
We get back to a story.
Yeah,
Come on, that's your cue. You're a successful career as Allen and Allen, right? Come on, tell me something.
Even before Allen and Allen, I did a couple of mass choir album projects with Frank Williams. He was over Malaco Records of the Williams Brothers, and so he helped me out some. Andrew Ford from Philadelphia.
Yes, I know Bishop Ford.
Yeah. Sweet Rain Records. They were all instrumental in making all of this happen. And so I was, like she said, I was very excited, very motivated, and driven. Focused. Yes. Focused on what I wanted to do, and then in the midst of that, me and Bishop Wiggins, we hooked up, and I started. I came on as his music director. His dad, Reverend R.W. Wiggins, knew my pastor, Pastor Tom Diamond, who later on became Bishop Diamond, but he knew him in Jacksonville, so he set up a concert with Allen, and Allen came. He and I met, and then Allen asked me, if I could put a band together to go with him. He had to go to New York.
Okay.
And we did Carnegie Hall.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's big time stuff.
Yeah.
We did New York Community College.
This is while you're married, though.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So before you go on, though, just to the obvious, to me, pink elephant in the room, how did you hear the pleas from your wife? Or, in hindsight, when you look back, do you go, she asked me to give her more time, or she asked me for this, but I wasn't ready to hear it at the time? Or what's your...
Well, what really, I thought that I was, giving her the time,
Okay.
And I thought that she should understand that I had...
it's that unspoken expectation.
That's right.
Understood.
Right. That I had a goal that I was trying to.
And she just needs to understand.
Yes, understand that.
Be a robot.
Yeah.
And I'm going to ignore a lot of what you need, and you just got to understand the bigger picture.
Right.
Okay.
Because after all, I'm doing this for us.
Right. That's the story, right? It's like the millionaire who spends all his time at work but never with his family and says, but I'm doing it for us.
That's right.
And they're like, but we wanted you. You know what I mean?
Right. I've seen
That
some.
was not
Yeah,
good.
that's right, and that's right.
Yes.
And so that was what was going on.
Want your relationship to go from bad to good to great, or great to greater? Get our Finding Each Other's Frequency Relationship Masterclass. Our online course covers secrets to creating your happily ever after, with proven tools, tactics, techniques that'll make your relationship better within 30 days. After over 20 years of counsel and relationship coaching, Doctors Vandy and Barbara Coulter have put together the keys to improve communication, intimacy, alleviate resentment, anger, and most importantly, win. You can do our online 3-step course in the privacy of your own home or on your smart device with that special someone and become an unofficial relationship expert. You deserve to be happy, so you owe it to yourself, your mate, your children, and your relationship. Log on to loveandhappiness.tv today for more information. Remember, no one gets their happily ever after. They create their happily ever after. Create yours today.
Ready to take your love to the next dimension? Improve your trust, communication, intimacy, respect? Then register now for the pre-Valentine's Day Love and Happiness Live One-Day Relationship Summit. It's on Saturday, February 9th, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Hope Church, Orlando, 3032 Monte Carlo Trail, Orlando, Florida. Sessions include intimacy, the silent killer of relationships, communication, find each other's frequency, questions and answers, group panel on how to make it last forever. Come casual, ready to have fun, laugh, learn, and love with summit hosts Doctors Vandy and Barbara Coulter. Act now, because the first 50 people who register will receive a copy of our best-selling book, Love and Happiness, The Secrets to Creating Winning Relationships, as a free gift. The Finding Each Other's Frequency Summit is for married, singles, or couples. Basically, it's for everyone who loves love. You know, learning how to love better is one of the best investments of your time you can make. Someone had to teach us how to ride a bicycle, solve math problems. Well, learning how to love even better just makes sense. Early bird registration ends January 20th, so register now. Pre-Valentine's Day, Love and Happiness Live One-Day Relationship Summit. That date again is Saturday, February 9th, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Hope Church, Orlando. Register on eventbrite.com, or for more information, log on to our website, loveandhappiness.tv. Sponsored by Hope Church Hearts of Hope Couples Ministry at Holiday Inn Southwest Orlando.
I thought, everything was
People
cool.
understand.
Yeah,
You're bugging. What's going on with you? Get yourself together.
I'm fine. I'm good. Hey, I'm doing this for the both of us. I'm trying to push. I'm almost at this goal. And
you're like, what's your deal? She's like, yeah, you're not right. What I need.
And so, so then, after, after I started noticing, when I would get back around to having the time to go out with them, to do the thing, to play tennis,
to be present.
Stuff. Yeah, it was a kind of a strange
atmosphere.
Yeah, atmosphere, and I'm like, I'm saying
a record to produce, an album to produce.
right.
That's the way to do it.
Let's go on tour next week.
Right. That's the attitude.
Do what you've been doing.
Right. That's the attitude. Because I would invite her. I remember this time distinctly. We were working on Allen and Allen, and I said, babe, I got a studio date tonight. Won't you come over and with me, sit? Because a lot of times she would, go with me, and she said, well, I'm gonna go over there with you. I'm gonna sit for a little while, and I'm gonna leave. And I remember this night distinctly. We were in the studio, and she was in there, and I was just like, I'm in the sound room, we recording the stuff, and I'm like, And she's sitting behind, behind the engineer, and she's sitting there, she's, bopping to the music and that carrying on. And I remember when she left because she said they were playing tennis that night. And I remember when she waved her hand, and left the studio. And I was like, man, this just don't feel right. Just don't feel right.
And story.
And and so
she's saying land the plane. She's like, I see you circling.
The story.
When you got clearance, land.
That's when I started, getting, some inclinations that something.
How did you
going
allow or resolve or find your ways back to each other? Was it because you had a son, it kept you in communication, or how did
I
you
think
find
that
your
was
way
part
back?
of it, and two, because we both kept God in our lives, and even though once all of this came out and the public knew about it, and I was really humiliated at the church because people only
church shoots their wounded.
They only hear one side of the story as well. They only hear one side of the story. Nobody ever came to me and embraced me and said, "Hey, sister, what are you going through?" Whatever. So I was the person being humiliated at church. But God told me, because I was not going to go back to that church. And God asked me this question one day. I was laying prostrate on the floor, giving it all to Him. He said, "Well, why do you go to church?" And I said, "To honor you and to serve you." So He said, "So why are you stopping?"
Right. Now that's a good word, because a lot of people leave church for less than what you went.
They have that quick give up spirit.
Just
believe me, it was painful. It was very painful.
I'm sure, because you had to hold your head up.
I did
in the midst of a lot of judges.
I did. I did, and it was only God that allowed me to get through that process because I continued to go to church, and I think with me continuing to be there, and even though He was there doing what He does, it still allowed me to continue to grow.
There it is.
It allowed me to continue to grow, and then I also understand the words where God said He took away the shame. So I don't know how it came from His perspective, but that's how God ministered to me.
That's a great path back to being in a position to give your heart again to a relationship.
Definitely.
That's a tremendous testimony, because so many times the truth is, people think the opening statement when we talk to you all, hey, to make it, you keep God first. Well, the reality is, you can have God first, second, and third, and still our humanity can still cause us to stumble and be less than anything we desire to be. But the real power of keeping God first is in our ability to be restored and to be renewed and to be forgiven and to be given the fifth, the sixth, the 10th chance. And that's the message that gets lost so much in the religious segment. Well, you want to make it? Just pray. I don't know nothing, that's not going to get you there. That's right. And if we don't learn how to love, because the funny thing about the Bible, God says to love the Lord with all our heart. We don't know how to love. At best, our love is dysfunction. But yet He tells us, just like, be holy for I'm holy. Okay, you can tell me that, but if I don't know and don't learn how to be holy, you can tell me to be a car.
That's right.
I don't know how to be a car. You know what I mean? And so when it comes to love, it's so vital that these type of moments and opportunities become how we can heal love and sift through the humanity of love and then make Christ the foundation that we stand on. Because we don't stand on Him in our perfection. We stand on Him in our imperfection.
That's correct.
So it is that's a powerful path to get back.
It's so powerful, because most people, when they do something, when they take their self out of the perfect will of God, they run the opposite direction.
Deeper.
You, the strength you had, the character, you stayed. You stayed when most people would have ran. And that shows integrity, that shows spiritual maturity, it shows growth. So that's what people need to do. run closer to God and
Him.
stay in His face, stay in His presence, no matter what. I don't come to church for you and you, or the haysayers, the gossipers. I come to serve the Lord. Whether you like me or not, whether you judge me or not, I don't come for you. So I absolutely love that. I admire that, and just that's awesome. Someone needs to give God the glory.
And one of the songs that was out at the time that helped push me through it was "The Battle Is Not Yours."
Yolanda.
It is the Lord.
That's right.
And I felt like the battle was all mine. I felt like it was, but as God kept pushing me and pushing me, and He wouldn't let me stop. He wouldn't let me stop, and I had to. It's like I had to keep going. And it's like you don't know how strong you are until you go through something, and can God trust you?
Right.
Enough. To go through it.
Right.
So now let's go even deeper, real relationship talk, because you just hit the key word, trust. So we already covered the breakdown of the relationship. Now, you are now on the other side of the 7 years, a lot more years together. Let's talk about the transition and what, in your particular case, Bruce, the transition to restore trust. Because when trust is broken, most relationships are hindered, and they're like Mephibosheth. They're lame once they're dropped in that area. That no matter what, they can sit at the table and look like everyone else. But that relationship is lame and absent true foundational trust. The love will still be there. So now, what did you discover along the way to allow you and for you all to work through and regain and rebuild? Because that's going to bless couples who may be dealing with the now is they're trying to stay together, but the trust. And when we do our webinars on relationship, trust is one of the number one things. We'll have a lot of people visit into the webinars, and we have a poll. What's the main things that you're looking for in a relationship? Trust is right. Intimacy and trust. Everything else is second, far second.
Call me just to give me that reassurance,
And decide on Bernardo's side, that required you to be even more patient, right? Because he had a learning curve to restore the trust, that you had to be like, okay, I'm not going to get indignant because I want to build a bigger picture. So it requires sacrifice and submission and humility on your part, and compassion for him to say, okay, I know I'm doing this because he needs it. And in your case, it's like, I'm sure the first phase was a lot more demanding. I need it, and then after a while you start to, I assume, then you begin to relax to say, okay, all right, now I have to, like forgiveness, I give it to you whether you deserve it or not. That's what Christ did for us. We didn't deserve it. He gives it to us, and that's what true restoration looks like. It has to be, I'm going to trust you, not because you are perfect, but I'm trusting you because if I don't, we'll never have anything.
Right, of course, and that's what I did, and that didn't happen overnight.
Absolutely.
That happened over years. I had to, become comfortable again with that. And
any tips you could give someone watching to say, one of the things I did, because if someone were to say, I prayed a lot, I'm like, okay, now, but after the prayer, because if there are things that and I certainly want to hear your heart, but I just wonder if there's anything you can actually, like in the building of the trust, you can say, well, this was my hammer. I had to use this. And I found myself, I had to catch myself when I was maybe being too rough on her. What did the building of trust look like?
Do you have an interesting relationship story or testimony and would like to be a guest on our show? Whether you're single, in a relationship, or married, we'd love to hear what you've learned or overcome. With technology, we can interview you from anywhere in the world, and your story can inspire and bless millions. Just go to our website, loveandhappiness.tv, and right on our home screen, you'll see Want to be a guest on our TV show? Just click, and all the directions are there. We can't wait to hear from you.
Want your relationship to go from bad to good to great, or great to greater? Get our Finding Each Other's Frequency Relationship Masterclass. Our online course covers secrets to creating your happily ever after. with proven tools, tactics, techniques that'll make your relationship better within 30 days. After over 20 years of counsel and relationship coaching, Drs. Vandy and Barbara Coulter have put together the keys to improve communication, intimacy, alleviate resentment, anger, and most importantly, win. You can do our online 3-step course in the privacy of your own home or on your smart device with that special someone and become an unofficial relationship expert. You deserve to be happy, so you owe it to yourself, your mate, your children, and your relationship. Log on to loveandhappiness.tv today for more information. Remember, no one gets their happily ever after. They create their happily ever after. Create yours today.
If you're not happy in your current relationship state, stop listening to people who are not getting it right and go to people that have a successful relationship. If they have webinars and they're willing to share their wisdom and their secrets and their keys, like, why would you not do that?
Ready to take your love to the next dimension? Improve your trust, communication, intimacy, respect? Then register now for the pre-Valentine's Day Love and Happiness Live One-Day Relationship Summit. It's on Saturday, February 9th, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Hope Church, Orlando, 3032 Monte Carlo Trail, Orlando, Florida. Sessions include intimacy, the silent killer of relationships, communication, find each other's frequency, questions and answers, group panel on how to make it last forever. Come casual, ready to have fun, laugh, learn, and love with summit hosts Drs. Vandy and Barbara Coulter. Act now, because the first 50 people who register will receive a copy of our best-selling book, Love and Happiness, The Secrets to Creating Winning Relationships, as a free gift. The Finding Each Other's Frequency Summit is for married, singles, or couples. Basically, it's for everyone who loves love. You know, learning how to love better is one of the best investments of your time you can make. Someone had to teach us how to ride a bicycle, solve math problems. Well, learning how to love even better just makes sense. Early bird registration ends January 20th, so register now. Pre-Valentine's Day, Love and Happiness Live One-Day Relationship Summit. That date again is Saturday, February 9th, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Hope Church, Orlando. Register on eventbrite.com, or for more information, log on to our website, loveandhappiness.tv. Sponsored by Hope Church Hearts of Hope Couples Ministry at Holiday Inn Southwest Orlando.